From East Broadway Avenue in Maryland, it's Late Night on Broadway with special guest Charlie Zunich. A mission moment from Caroline Lamar of Family Promise and welcoming Ella Zunich into the youth group, ending with a game of Hey Robot. And now, here's Jimmy. To Late Night on Broadway. We have a great show planned for you tonight. Caroline Lamar from Blount County Family Promise is going to be here with us. Plus, we're going to welcome Ella Zunich up into the youth group and interview her brother Charlie. You'll want to stick around to the end while they try to outsmart Alexa by playing Hey Robot. And to get us started today, let's go ahead and welcome Caroline Lamar. Welcome, Caroline. I am so glad that you have agreed to be here with us on Late Night on Broadway.
Thank you, Jim. It's good to be here today.
So you are the executive director at Family Promise of Blount County, right?
That is correct, which Broadway has been a partner with us for a very long time.
We have. I remember when we first got into that. Now, how long have you been connected with Family Promise?
I've been on the board for the last 3 years, but then started as executive director last August, a year ago this week, in fact.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that anniversary.
Thank you.
So, some of us watching may not know what Family Promise is. Can you tell us just a little bit about what it is?
Absolutely. We are a local affiliate of a national organization that serves families experiencing homelessness. And so the way we say that is really important.
Okay.
A lot of times it's homeless people or homeless families.
Mm-hmm.
They're families first. People first language is really important. So we always talk about that homelessness is an experience. It does not define the family. It's just where they are at this particular moment in time.
Okay.
So we, Family Promise is that national organization, and we serve families here in Blount County who are currently homeless. And pre-pandemic, we had a church rotation, and that's where Broadway comes in. Our families would sleep in a different church every week, and then other churches would bring in meals to help serve our families, and that's one of the things that Broadway did for us.
Well, that's great. So you talk about families experiencing homeless in Blount County. How prevalent is that?
It's a lot more prevalent than you can imagine. Nationwide, we're looking at 1 in every 16 kids will experience homelessness before first grade.
1 in 16?
1 in 16.
Wow.
It's a lot of kids. 2.5 million this year, and maybe more because of the pandemic, because those projections were made obviously earlier in the year.
Right.
So here in Blount County, we see a lot of families. Our waiting list has really increased because of the pandemic. And these are families just like your family, my family. The children that are in our program sit across the lunch table from our kids at school. You wouldn't know that a family's homeless just by looking at them. I think that's one thing. There's a lot of misconceptions about what a homeless person looks like or acts like. These are just families who've had often a crisis, maybe an unexpected surgery or job loss, and that is all it takes to send them into homelessness.
Wow. So why don't some of these families just go and get an apartment or go get a rental house? Sometimes
it's an inventory problem.
Okay.
Blount County, there are waiting lists of a lot of the apartments.
Okay.
And it's hard to find one, especially if you're working on a really small budget. The cost of rentals in Blount County and nationwide, I mean, we're fortunate it's not as bad here as it is in other parts of the country.
Right.
So often it's an inventory problem. Also, if you have an eviction from the past, it stays on your record for 5 years. Wow. And a lot of landlords will not rent to someone who has an eviction. Even if they've paid off that eviction and they're in good standing now, it stays on that record for 5 years. And that's really hard and can sometimes prevent a family from being housed.
So families experiencing homelessness is it's more prevalent here in Blount County than I really thought it was. It's great for us to know about it and to sit here in this little set in the youth room and talk about it, but what can we do about it?
Absolutely. Like we talked about, Broadway has always been good about providing meals when our families are sleeping in the churches each week. That's not happening because of the pandemic, but I think there will be opportunities in the future for the youth group to help feed, to come and serve a meal and sit with our families and to talk with them and have that connectional experience. That's not something we can do right now, so we'll put that on the back burner.
Okay.
One thing that would be a really big help, even in homelessness and in our shelter, kids still have birthdays. And we have it would be really great to have like a birthday kit that we could maybe have a cake mix and some balloons and maybe a birthday banner, and some little toys, maybe a card game or something like that, that we could keep stock of so that when we have a birthday, because often a family comes to us and they'll be like, oh yeah, our 6-year-old's birthday's next week, and so there's often not a lot of time to prepare. So that's something that would be very, very helpful to us to have sort of a stock of, to be able to use sort of at the last minute.
That's a great idea, and that's something that that our youth group can do from home. We don't even have to have a youth group to put together a big project. Each one of them can put together a box or 3 boxes or whatever they feel.
Absolutely, get creative, and feel free to put like a note of encouragement in there. You don't have to have the child's name. You can just say happy birthday, and we're thinking about you, and as you celebrate your special day. So
that's such a great idea.
Yeah. We can also always use, and especially right now because the families are not in the churches receiving a meal every night, basic groceries, macaroni and cheese, peanut butter. We really try to help stock their pantries since those meals are not happening on a regular basis as they would normally.
Right.
So we've really had to get creative with how we serve families. But as you can imagine, those kind of consumable goods, kitchen trash bags, things like that get used up pretty quickly. We are always in need of those items. Absolutely. There's another way you can help.
Excellent.
And it's you can shop and help Family Promise. We have a thrift store now.
Oh.
And it's on Lincoln Road in Alcoa. It's right near Gracie's Restaurant.
Okay.
And all of the proceeds from the store help support the programs of Family Promise. So you can shop for really cool clothes and all kinds of neat treasures and still support families experiencing homelessness. You can donate items to the thrift store. That is another thing that's needed. Any kind of houseware, toys, games, books, all those sorts of things you can donate, and it will help our families at the same time. So it's a win-win.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and being here today, and I hope that we can do some things that will maybe help you all out.
Great. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thanks. If you'd like to put together a birthday box for Family Promise, I'll put a list of items down in the description of this video for you to put together, and you can bring those by the church office, bring those to me, and we'll make sure that those get to Family Promise. And now let's welcome our next guest, Charlie Zunich. All right, Charlie, welcome to Late Night on Broadway. I'm so glad you agreed to be on the show. So, it's been a while since we've seen each other, probably March or so when the pandemic started. What did you do over the summer?
I swam. I went to the lake. That was probably my big vacation.
Cool.
And since there's a pandemic going on, it's really not an exciting summer.
Right. Well, going to the lake sounds awfully fun. Would y'all go out like on a boat?
We rented a Airbnb in South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And then we kayaked a lot.
Okay.
And went up to the Highlands, which is a very pretty city.
In South Carolina?
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, I just went out to the lake a little bit. We rented an Airbnb and went kayaking in South Carolina. That's pretty awesome. And you said you swam as well. Was that like competitive swimming?
Yes, it was competitive.
Okay. Is there a certain stroke that you like to do more than others, or that you're really good at?
I generally like freestyle, but I can do pretty much all the strokes.
Okay, you can do them all. Freestyle is really your thing.
Yeah.
So now we're in fall and school has kind of started back. What does that look like for you?
Well, it's super weird because we're going back every other day.
Okay.
So some of the work gets super confusing sometimes, and a lot of emailing between teachers.
Right. So you're virtual half the time and in person half the time right now?
Yes, this week I go Tuesday and Thursday.
Wow. I can't imagine trying to balance that. One day I'm here, one day I'm at home trying to do this over Zoom or whatever. So you're back in, but like sports and things are still happening, right?
Yep.
So did I hear that you're doing cross country and tennis?
Yes, tennis starts, I guess in the spring.
Okay.
And I'm doing cross country currently.
Okay, so right now you're doing cross country?
Yes.
So y'all are practicing, I guess, right now?
Yep, first meet is the 22nd.
The 22nd, where's that gonna be?
Panther Creek in Morristown.
Panther Creek in Morristown. Now you don't have to run to Morristown to
No.
You're not that hard to cross country,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Have you done cross country before, or is this like a new thing?
I did it in elementary school.
Okay.
So I've kind of picked it up this year.
I guess the last question I've got for you right now is, since we haven't been able to meet as a youth group in the last however many months, at some point we're going to be able to do youth group stuff again. What would you like to do when we get back together?
Well, Dollywood did sound fun, like in October.
Yeah.
But I'd really be down for anything we can do as a youth group.
That sounds great. Yeah, Eli mentioned Dollywood last week, but yeah, there's all kinds of things. I'm looking forward to when we can just be together, whether it's here at church or out somewhere on a hike, whatever it is. Well, Charlie, I'm glad to have had you here on Late Night at Broadway. Thanks for coming, and stick around because you and our next guest are going to play a game here in just a few minutes. One of the most exciting moments in youth ministry is when we get to welcome our new 6th graders up into the youth group. We can't be together to do that right now. However, we can bring our new 6th graders onto the show. And so today we're going to feature one of our new 6th graders, Ella Zunich. Let's welcome Ella to the stage. All right, Ella, welcome not only to Late Night on Broadway, but welcome to the youth group. This is, I guess, your first thing with Broadway Youth because you've just moved into 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
And where are you in school?
Heritage Middle.
Heritage Middle. How do you like that so far?
It's good. It's a little confusing with the work because it's one day off, L through Z goes on Monday, then we switch around. It's just so confusing because on the other days we have to do virtual, and the virtual work takes so long and you're at home and you're just like, ah!
I don't know how I could do virtual work. If I was at home, there would be 800 other things I would rather be doing than schoolwork.
That's why it takes me 7 hours.
I bet. We've been away from church since March, and I've asked everybody else that's come so far. I'll ask you as well. What did you do during the summer?
I swam for the Flying Dolphins.
Okay.
And we went to the lake and kayaked a lot.
Nice. How did you like that?
It was really fun, but I wish I could swim more. We were there for like 2 days.
Okay.
So it wasn't like long.
You didn't go spend a month. You spent like 2 days or so.
We spent 2 days. When we left, I was so sad. I was like, I don't want to leave yet. It's only been 2 days.
So now that you're back in school, are there any activities outside of going to school on some days and doing school virtually other days that you're involved in?
I did cheer and tennis. They're both going on at the same time.
Okay, so tennis is going on right now, as is cheer?
Yeah.
And are you going to cheer for football games then?
Yes. Our first game is this coming Thursday.
This coming Thursday, and that's this Thursday. And is that at Heritage?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I may have to see if I can get out of here at some point to come and see that. So my last question for you, Ella, you're just moving up into the youth group, being in 6th grade now. And it's a weird time to do that because we can't meet here at the church as a youth group. We can do little things like this and post videos and stuff, but we can't have that youth group experience that we all want. But I promise that's going to happen again at some point. Sooner or later, we're going to do youth group stuff. And when we do you have any ideas of stuff you'd like to do?
I really would like to go to Dollywood, probably. That would, in like winter, because I don't want to wear a mask in 90-degree heat. It's just going to be miserable if we go in the 90-degree heat. It's just going to be like, oh.
So far, we've had 3 interviews with youth, and all 3 have mentioned Dollywood. I promise Dollywood is not a sponsor for this, so if they wanted to, we might not argue. But Ella, it's great to have you on here. We're going to have you and Charlie playing a game together here in just a few minutes, so you guys want to stick around and make sure to watch that. For tonight's game, we are going to play Hey Robot. If you've seen the Jimmy Fallon show, you may have seen this. The gist of it is, you have a word that you're trying to get a robot like Alexa or Siri or the Google device to say, you have to ask one question to try to get the robot to say that word. So Ella and Charlie are going to play. They'll be given a word that'll be down on the bottom of the screen, and they'll have just a little bit of time, really just one question, to get the robot to say that word. If they don't, then the other has a chance to steal. We'll play to 3 points, so 3 points wins. And here we are, ready to play Hey Robot. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
You remember the rules?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's see who's going to go first. Charlie, pick heads or tails?
Let's go tails.
Alexa, flip a coin.
Flipping. It's tails.
Right. All right, you go first. So your word is on the screen.
Alright. Hey Alexa, what companies does Elon Musk own?
The businesses that are Elon Musk's properties are Tesla, PayPal HLDG, SpaceX, Neuralink, The Boring Company, Solar City, Venmo, Izetto, Tesla Motors, Tesla, Paydiant,
Why
and
does he own
Zepsona.
so many businesses?
Did that answer your question?
Yes. All right, Ella, your word is on the screen.
Alexa, what animal eats sloth?
Eagles, snakes, and jaguars are predators of sloths.
Oh no!
All right, Charlie, you have an opportunity to steal.
Hey Alexa, what animal goes oink?
According to another Amazon customer, this is a list of words used in the English language to represent the noises of particular animals, especially noises used by animals for communication. Words on the list are in the form of verbs, but many can also be used as nouns or interjections.
The move goes to Charlie. Your word is on the screen.
Hey Alexa, what is the frozen version of water?
Here's something I found on the web. According to fanpop.com, Frozen is Disney's _animated theatrical movie that is adapted from Hans Christian Andersen's story.
All right, Ella gets a chance to steal. The word is here on the screen.
Alexa, what do you put in your drink to make it cold?
Sorry, I don't know that.
And no point for that one. Oh. All right, the move goes to Ella, and your word is on the board.
Hey Siri. Hey Alexa. What drives a plane?
I don't know that one.
All right, Charlie has a chance to steal.
Hey Alexa, what's the name of the person that drives the plane?
I'm not sure.
Apparently the robot today doesn't know the answers, so we'll move on to our next word, which is on the screen, and it is Charlie's attempt for the point.
Hey Alexa, what is on Auntie Anne's menu?
I couldn't find a list called Auntie Anne's menu.
All right, Ella gets a shot at the point.
Hey Alexa, what is crunchy and salty is in a shape of a heart kind of and you can eat? What is that called?
Here's something I found on the web. According to BrainyQuote.com, I like it spicy, salty, sticky, crunchy, juicy, boozy, basically any dish you know and love, jacked up to a bordering on socially unacceptable amount of flavor.
We're halfway through, and so far we have 1 point. As we're going for 3, Ella, you have an opportunity to earn a point if you can get this robot to say the word that is on the screen.
Alexa, what do you call pounds? What measurement is that?
Here's something I found on the web. According to thoughtco.com, in the United States, the modern pound unit is defined to be 2.20462234 pounds per metric kilogram.
All right, Charlie, you got an opportunity to steal. The
Hey,
word
Alexa.
is on the screen.
What is the record for the fattest person in the world?
The Guinness World Record holder for heaviest person is John Brown of North of the United States, who in March of 1978 weighed more than 1,400 pounds.
No! But it said weighing! It's weighing!
It's close. I've got to give the point just so that we're not here all night. The next word is on the screen.
Hey Alexa, what is 42 times 88?
42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. The trick is knowing what the question is.
I think Ella has an opportunity to steal.
Oh yeah, I do. Finish this. Alexa, what do you do when there's a blank?
Here's something I found on the web. According to fantasyflightgames.com, in both cases the player attempts to keep a hit/evade and re-roll a blank.
Well, no point on that one. Our next word is here on the screen. Ella, it is your opportunity to get the robot to say this word.
Alexa, what is a green-skinned human riding on a broomstick on Halloween night called?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Hey Alexa, what is the female version of a wizard?
Here's something I found on the web. According to nexusmods.com, this is a very minor change to complement the mod made by Creepy Cat that turns the wizard into a female, a witch.
Ding, ding, ding! And that is 3 points for Charlie. Hey, thank you all for playing Hey Robot. Hey, thanks for joining us again this week for Late Night on Broadway. Charlie, Ella, it was great having you all here. I hope we can do this again soon. And the rest of y'all, don't forget to tune in next week. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.